Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. Hope you guys are all doing well. Manchester United are in FA Cup action tomorrow against Leicester City, and we are here to preview that game as well here right now. But we are also talking 100k is right round the corner. We are just over as we speak. If you're watching after we've been live, then thank you for tuning in. But as we speak, we are just over 1,000 away from that 100,000 milestone, getting that plaque. So make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, liking, commenting, sharing, and all that good stuff here on AdamMcKola TV. Thank you to all the new subscribers that have come over today, from all the tweets and posts from Laz and True Geordie and Rory and everyone else. Will we be popping the champers on the show tomorrow? We'll find out. If you want us to be doing that, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. But right now, we are, of course, talking Leicester City, Manchester United, in the last day of the FA Cup. Huge game for Manchester United. Huge game in the context of our season. We want our season to have, some silverware in it. Yes, there's been improvement in the league. If we can finish second in the league, then it will be improvement on last season. But we also want to be turning those semi-finals from last season into finals and silverware this season. And 4 semi-finals on the spin, not being converted into a final, is not good enough for any Manchester United side. Whether we're expected to win trophies or we're in transition or not, it's not good enough for any Manchester United side, especially when you look at those games. 2 semi-finals against Manchester City. All right, Manchester City are a very good side, but you should be trying to get at least 1 out of 2 against them. And then the semi-final against Chelsea just wasn't good enough. Against Sevilla, missed some huge chances, but ultimately wasn't good enough. United need to change that this time around. Big opportunity in the Europa League to go further in that competition, with all due respect to Granada. Then you got Ajax or Roma in the next round if you get through that. And again, yes, Ajax or Roma are big names on paper, but you'd be expecting Manchester United to beat them. So I think the expectation is starting to build for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his side this season. Getting the likes of Paul Pogba back into the squad is important. And when you look at the rest of the squad, right now, and the injuries that we've got, we needed Paul Pogba back. Marcus Rashford likely to miss this game. Anthony Martial possibly going to miss this game. Edinson Cavani likely to miss this game. The injuries are piling up for Manchester United in key positions in the attacking area. And it's been a period of time when the likes of Bruno Fernandes maybe haven't been performing at the levels that they've set themselves previously in the season. So United getting Paul Pogba back, we've seen how important he could be with his fantastic goal against AC Milan, is important. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, after that game, did say he wasn't sure whether Pogba could play a full game in this one. He'd hoped he would be available to do that, but he wasn't sure. So we'll be looking at the United team news. We'll be getting my predicted 11. We'll be getting some of your thoughts on the game. We'll be getting some of your questions answered as well. And we've got your super chats coming in too, just like this one from A, who says World Cup winner Didier Deschamps has picked Anthony Martial for France. Yeah, I saw that recently. Good news for Anthony Martial. It would have been disappointing for him to have made it back into the France squad and then to drop out in the next squad again. It would have been really disappointing for him with the tournament around the corner. Didier Deschamps spoke highly of him in the last international break. Anthony Martial went through that. He was going through that period of time where he was playing well, but he weren't scoring. I remember one of the games, he got an assist, took a shot, looks like it's going in, hits the goalkeeper, it's an own goal. He had a few instances like that where he was just unlucky for France, and Didier Deschamps spoke highly of him, but he hasn't been playing well since then, and you wouldn't have been surprised if he was left out of what is a packed France squad. But to see him keep his spot is a good thing for him. It means he's got an opportunity to perform well again, and hopefully he's fit. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer speaking about Anthony Martial this week. We'll have a look actually, because both Pogba and Martial are in the France squad. It will be good for them. Normally you think with the international breaks, damn, like some of our players might be getting injured. Now fingers crossed no one gets injured, but Pogba and Martial playing for France could benefit United in the long run in terms of getting their match fitness up. Ole was asked about Pogba after the game against AC Milan midweek. He said, "We'll have to see how much he can play. Not sure if he can play 90 minutes, but you see the impact he can make if he comes on as a sub. If he feels okay, maybe we can start him as well. We have to see who the runners and riders are after tonight. Maybe Ollie was watching a few of the races at Cheltenham. And he said it's a long travel. We'll be late back, so we'll see. I hope he's ready to start. Speaking about Cavani, he said we haven't really got to the bottom of it with Edinson. He's worked really hard and he's joining training sessions. And towards the end of training session, when he needs to chop it up and feel 100% ready for the game, he hasn't really gotten there yet. That's a weird one, isn't it? So he's taking part in training, but at the end of training, he's saying, I don't feel like I'm quite there yet or not quite ready to do it. But he's participating in training. He said it's down to him. Interesting again. Because it doesn't seem like it's a medical thing from the medical team. He says he wants to be 100% when he joins in. He doesn't want to come in and look off the pace. So hopefully he can be ready for Sunday. But I'm not sure either. Because after training yesterday, he felt something. When he said yesterday, he would have meant that was Wednesday. He felt something that he couldn't travel with us to Milan. He said about Anthony Martial, we're not concerned at all. I just want Tony fit. Same with Paul. We just want him to go and play. They've missed too many games. This was a hip injury he got against Milan a week ago. We hoped he was ready for the West Ham game, and then he couldn't make that one. Then he was close to getting fit for the Milan game. He couldn't make it, but hopefully he'll make Sunday. I'm not sure because he's not reacted how we hoped. He's working hard to get the treatment in the pool, light work and everything to get ready. That's the pleasing thing. He just wants to get fit, and I think will benefit him going to France and playing. Now, De Gea and Donny van der Beek could also be options for Manchester United as well. In this game, which is, of course, huge for Manchester United, we're getting players back in the squad. What's going on, people? You all good? You've been watching my preview, Howson's preview, and Paddock's preview, says Amir. That is dedication right there. Who's seen Howson on CBBC today? That's the collab I never thought I'd ever see. That's amazing stuff, though. Ilya says he feels like Cavani wants to leave. Rafinha or a Bamford raid at Leeds, says David. Rafinha would be a class signing, wouldn't he? I like Rafinha. Not saying Bamford's a bad player, but I just couldn't see him signing for Manchester United or being the calibre of striker that we'd want. Of course, I think he scored more than any of our strikers this season, probably bar Marcus Rashford, but nevertheless, you know what I mean. Road to 100k, says Devon. Nice one. Very tough game for United, says Michael Jones, and I agree as well. Leicester City in good form at the minute, although they have a few injury worries of their own. Do Leicester City. But they've returned to great form. It was about 2-3 weeks ago we all felt that Leicester City may be one of those teams that would drop out of the top four again after what they've done last season as well. They were picking up a few injuries in certain positions. Now, Harvey Barnes is a massive injury for them. He got a key goal for them at the King Power earlier in the season in the league game, didn't he? With he shot that surprised the goalkeeper in the defence. He should have been closed down. Maybe the goalkeeper should have saved it, but I thought it was Barnes taking the shot early that got the goal. But they've got Barnes out, Justin out, Maddison out, Morgan and Undera out as well. Now, I don't think Morgan's been starting for them recently anyway, but that Maddison, Justin, Barnes, 3 players that are out will be key for them. Massive players out. But they do still have some massive talents in there. You're looking at, obviously, Jamie Vardy goes without saying, one of the best strikers in the Premier League. He'll be playing on the shoulder of all the defenders. His pace will always cause them problems. I think Maguire has done well up against Leicester in recent times, but Jamie Vardy is always going to be a handful. Eric Bailly likes playing against him. I'd love to see Eric Bailly start if he was fit. You've got Yuri Tielemans, who's obviously another fantastic player. Still so young too, doing it for Belgium, doing it for Leicester. And yeah, top talent. You're surprised when he went for 40 million, I think it was, from Monaco to Leicester, that a few other teams weren't interested in him. There was talk about United at the time, but Leicester showing with their recruitment, it's massive. Amazing recruitment. Like, look at Ndidi coming in when they sell Kante, for example. You know, just improving in that position yet again. They've got great recruitment of Leicester City. One of the best, probably, recruitment teams in when you look at results in the Premier League. So fair play to them. Their results, they've won their last 2 games against Sheffield United and Brighton. Before that, they went on a 3-game streak of not winning, which was a draw against Burnley at Turf Moor, which on the face of it isn't a bad result. 3-1 defeat against Arsenal at home. Thought that was a bad result, especially when they took the lead. 2-0 at home against Slavia Prague, getting knocked out of the Europa League. Before that, they beat Villa at Villa Park. They beat Liverpool at their own ground, at King Power, which was a good result for them as well. So mixed form recently, some key injuries as well, but still got strength in depth. They got talent throughout that team, and they've got a good coach in Brendan Rodgers. So they are going to be well up for this. And you think, their recent form has probably made them a little bit more comfortable in terms of that top 4 spot. So they're 8 points off West Ham. West Ham have a game in hand, but you'd imagine Leicester are probably going to seal that up now, top 4, and they'll be looking for silverware too. And they're a team that can win it. They'll be thinking, if we can beat United here, get into the next round, you never know what can happen for us. So we need to be aware of Leicester City, Brendan Rodgers, the team that they have, and making sure that we're at it. But we have performed well at the King Power, although the results have been mixed. We've had, like the draw, the late goal. This season was a sucker punch for us in the league. When you think of the late goals conceded against Everton and Leicester, wins in those games changes the mood of your season massively. And it obviously gives you a big point difference. But I'm confident we can also go there, because it's like the Milan game in the Europa League. It's a big name. It's a team that you're going to take seriously, but it's also a game that you can win if you play at your best. Now, it'll be interesting to see what kind of side Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to put out as well. Will he rest a few players? Now, I do think if Donny van der Beek was a little bit further into his return, he probably starts this one, but you're not going to probably see him start in this game. I would like to see Bailly start, but and that's no disrespect to Lindelof, who I thought was man of the match against AC Milan midweek. He was excellent. But I'd like to see that rotation, get Eric Bailly, and I think is very good up against Jamie Vardy. Harry Maguire's been excellent of late. I think Luke Shaw will keep his spot. You'd probably rotate it, but with the international break coming up, and with this being like a Premier League game, you think of the importance, the stage of the competition, the opposition. They're going to go strong. I think United will look to keep Luke Shaw in the team. In fact, I'm talking about it now. Let's bring up my predicted 11. Gonna have to move my face after. There we go. There's my predicted 11. Now, Anthony Martial is a doubt. Marcus Rashford looks like he's out of this one, given reports. Hopefully he makes it, but this is the team based on him being out. I've gone with Dean Henderson in goal. I think De Gea is back, but I think he'll keep Dean Henderson in between the sticks for this one. Keep him in between the sticks. Give him a game. He's had a solid run then. Maybe De Gea comes in after the international break. But I've got Dean Henderson in between the sticks. Wan-Bissaka at right back. Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw. If Bailly is available, because obviously I don't think he travelled to AC Milan. My memory is failing me there. Obviously he wasn't involved against them from the start anyway. But he's not fit to start apparently. So I've gone with Lindelof. But if he is available, I'll go with Eric Bailly. Then we've got Fred McTominay in the midfield. Obviously Donny van der Beek too soon in his return. Matic possibly could start, but I think we'll go with the dynamism of Fred McTominay. And like I said, with there not being another fixture next week, with it being a Premier League side, top Premier League side, serious stage of the competition, international break on the horizon, I think we go close to full strength as we possibly can. So Fred McTominay. Then I'd go Pogba in that left-hand position if he is fit enough to start. James, possibly if Pogba isn't. But then you got Bruno, Greenwood, Martial. If Martial isn't fit to start, I'd go Greenwood up top, Amad Diallo in behind on the right, with Bruno centrally, Pogba or James on the left. That's what I'd do. if Anthony Martial, Cavani aren't fit enough to start. Let us know your thoughts on predicted 11s. If we got any Leicester City fans in the house, let us know your predicted 11 for Leicester City. Any concerns apart from the ones we've spoken about? Are any of those players going to actually make it? Because we're talking about them like they're not going to be fit, but maybe one of them will be back. We don't know. But obviously, a massive, massive game. Could be a huge weekend for United. If we can beat AC Milan, beat Leicester City going into the international break, having had that. Now, we've only lost 2 games this year. One of them was against City in the Cup. And one of them was against Sheffield United. If you take those 2 defeats out of this season, which obviously you can't, we've not lost this campaign. So those are the only 2 defeats. Now, that's good. A lot of draws have damaged us a little bit in the league. But going forward, win this game, international break, come back. You got a few more players fit. Hopefully Martial has a few minutes with France, gets his fitness back. Same for Pogba. Get a few other players back. You're raring to go for the rest of the campaign. Seal up that second spot. Maybe win a trophy or 2. And it could be a good end to the campaign for United. But you also could be left with that sour taste if Leicester City do knock us out going into the international break. You've got a while. I think you have to wait then until April until you play again. Early April. And you'll be sitting on that defeat. It'll be a stinker. Mal A says Ollie shook to rest Bruno. Ollie said he doesn't think Pogba can do 90 minutes, says Toluwani. I agree. That doesn't mean can't start. He did say it's a possibility he could start, but maybe he would need to come on as a sub. I've gone with the optimistic side of things, but let us know what you lot are thinking in the comments below. Think Bailly may come in because of Vardy, says Ross. Fred is a weak link, says Disciple of Ollie. I've got a feeling Everton are going to do City, says Alien. Tenno. Talking about City Everton, that is this evening, 5:30 if you're watching live, which is in like 12 minutes time. So when we're finished here, you can head over and watch that. We've seen Southampton beat Bournemouth, so they're the first team into the hat for the semi-finals. Then you've got Chelsea, Sheffield United tomorrow. You'd imagine Chelsea would win that one. They're in great form under Tommy Tuchel. Leicester, Manchester United is a bit more of an even tie, isn't it? But you've already seen today Bournemouth were beaten by Southampton in the derby. So Southampton are through. Everton or City will go through. United or Leicester, and Chelsea or Sheffield United. You imagine it'd be Chelsea, Southampton in the next 2 of the teams. No disrespect to Sheffield United. And then if United can beat Leicester, we'd have probably Everton or City as well. It'd be a nice open cup, I think, cup semi-final. If Leicester get there, they'll think they can win it as well, to be fair to them. They're a good side. Mal A says, I'd like to see Axel Twanzebe get a game. Would love to see Axel Twanzebe get a game. Maybe that is a possibility. I just still think we're going to go as close to full strength as possible with that international break on the horizon. That's how I get the feeling of that from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at this moment in time. At the moment, we are on 98,851 subs. So we are 1,149 away from 100k. Get hitting that subscribe button right now if you are not subscribed. Like, comment, share, all that stuff. We have got a predicted lineup for Leicester from Sidan. Thank you for that, Sidan. He's gone Kasper Schmeichel, Fofana, Evans, Soyuncu, Albrighton, Castagna, Ndidi, Tielemans, Perez, Iheanacho and Vardy. Iheanacho has been in good form recently. Obviously Vardy, we know about him. Jose Perez is a good player. I liked him when he was at Newcastle. Wasn't surprised to see him get picked up by someone like Brendan Rodgers at Leicester. You got Yuri Tielemans, as we spoke about earlier, and Ndidi, who I think would start for Man United if we had him. And then obviously that, is it a back 4, back 5? Fofana, Evans, Soyuncu, which I think is 3 centre-halves in it. Albrighton, Castagna. So a good team, strong team, if that is a resemblance of what their team looks like. Tough semi-finals it could be, says Alien. I was thinking if Rashi don't make it, put Tellers in his position, says Mark. That's a possibility, you know. That wouldn't surprise me, but just can't see it. Can't see it. Because you got James, who will get a goal there first. You got Pogba, who could possibly play there. Martial, if he's fit, could go there. You put Greenwood through the middle, James on the right. So you got multiple options. Then, you know, put in Alex Tellers, Axel Tellers, a mixture of Twanzebe and Alex Tellers. Get hitting that like button, get commenting, get sharing, get subscribing. Robert says, I'd like to see Donny come off the left or the right. He needs minutes. Yeah, definitely would like to see him involved in the team. That's for sure. I don't think he's going to get a start because of the lack of game time. Didn't get any minutes against AC Milan, so you'd expect he wouldn't start this game. Hopefully he comes off the bench. Maybe we can rest Bruno if we're winning at some point. Or even if we're not, you know, just to change things up. He did start Donny van der Beek against Liverpool in the Cup, didn't he? And I know Bruno come off the bench, scored the winner, but I don't think Donny was bad that day. And he contributed to United's success. And I think you could potentially have seen that if Donny van der Beek was fit or fitter than just sitting on the bench for one game recently. When will Ahmad get minutes for the remaining games? Says, oh my God. Hopefully, I wouldn't mind seeing him starting this. I just think because you've got injuries and your side's going to be... That's not to say Ahmad would be weakening the side massively, but I just think if you've got injuries, you go with as strong as possible around those injuries. I think it's likely Daniel James starts, Mason Greenwood, Pogba, if he can, Bruno, Marshall. So that probably means Ahmad won't start. But I've put him there. If you've Marshall's out, if Pogba can't start, Ahmad needs to start, in my opinion. He has to. Anyway, that is my predicted 11. Those are my thoughts ahead of the game. Leicester City, massive side. Massive side. But I am feeling optimistic. I'm going to go for a Manchester United win after extra time. 2-1. Late goal. So I'll go with Bruno to score. Pogba to score the late winner in extra time. And Tielemans for Leicester. So that's my prediction. Get your predictions in the comments below. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing, and of course subscribing. We are so close to 100k now. Maybe we'll do it this weekend, but without your help, we won't be able to. So get hitting that subscribe button, like, comment, share. Thank you for keeping it locked to AdamMcKola TV. For now, I have been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.